Hello fascinating learners, you are welcome yet again to this episode of the tutorial. I do understand that before starting to learn about this broad chemistry course, it is very essential to learn about its origin. When you understand where the ancient chemists journeyed from, then you can definitely contribute meaningfully to its progress. So join me on this trip down the memory lane where chemistry was battered and nurtured. The history of chemistry. The study of chemistry dates back to prehistoric times, and as such, the ultimate beginning cannot be defined absolutely, as discoveries are still being made. However, it is a fact that there once existed a proto-science historically practiced in places like China, India, the Muslim world, and in Europe, known as alchemy. Alchemy relies greatly on philosophical traditions. The major goals of the alchemists include the transmuting of base metals, such as lead to gold, and especially of interest to the alchemist is the formulation of the elixir of life, also known as the elixir of immortality, which is a supposed pernicious potion that grants the drinker eternal youth and health by curing all diseases. The most significant goal of the alchemist, however, was this quest for the discovery of the Philosopher's Stone, which is a mythical substance said to be capable of turning base metals into gold or silver, and especially useful for rejuvenation and for achieving immortality. The efforts to discover the Philosopher's Stone were known as the magnum opus, which means the great work. The alchemy will later on be divided into two aspects: the exoteric aspect that deals with the practical applications, and the esoteric aspect that deals with the spiritual. The alchemist's work is guarded in secrecy, with arcane ciphers and cryptic symbols, especially designed to conceal information from the uninitiated, even with their initiation characterized by occult practices and rituals. Basic laboratory techniques from the proto-scientific exoteric aspect of the alchemy were developed, and they played a significant role in the evolution of chemistry in Greco-Roman Egypt, in the Islamic Golden Age, and of course in Europe. Alchemy was unsuccessful in explaining the nature of matter and its transformations, which is also of great interest of chemistry. And in fact, until the 18th century, the alchemy and chemistry are not known as separate disciplines. In actual fact, the term chemistry was used to describe the blend of alchemy and chemistry. As far back as 1000 BC, extraction of metals from ores were already known. So also fire had been discovered and numerous of its applications, such as in the smithing of weapons, like those of the Egyptians made from meteoric iron. Fermentation of beer and wine had also been discovered. So also is the making of medicine and perfume from plant extract, and articles just like glass, pots, and soap are all in production. There was also evidence of chemistry in antiquity, such as paintings observed on caves, which were drawn by the early humans using a mix of animal blood with some other liquids. The Bronze Age saw the production of a superior metal, which is an alloy called bronze, by combining copper and tin. This discovery advanced into the ferrous metallurgy of the Iron Age. Ancient China is actually credited for many inventions that are associated with metallurgy, such as the blast furnace, the double-acting bellows, cast iron, and hydraulic-powered trip hammers. In the ancient world, around 420 BC, Empedocles stated that all matter is made up of 4 elements: earth, fire, air, and water. This number increases to 6 during the medieval alchemy, when the Persian Arab alchemist Jabir ibn Ayyan added 2 philosophical elements, which are sulfur and mercury. The theory of atomism of ancient Greece and India was popularized by Democritus around 380 BC. The theory of atomism states that matter is composed of small, indivisible, and indestructible particles called atomos, from where the term atom commonly used today was derived. Prominent of the several problems associated with alchemy was the non-availability of a systemic naming standard for new compounds, and especially for the language of communication being so abstruse to decipher. The alchemists will later suffer greatly for their fraudulent sides, such as the manufacture of counterfeit gold. All alchemists were ordered to leave France for making counterfeit money in 1317. This was followed by a law in England that makes duplication of metals an offense punishable by death, and that is in the year 1403. Those extreme measures didn't exterminate the alchemists though, as the high classes still sought after them, especially in search for the philosopher's stone and the elixir of immortality. Several scientists who championed the transition from alchemy to chemistry from 17th century on include the Anglo-Irish chemist Robert Boyle, who is considered to have initiated the gradual separation of chemistry from alchemy. He is best known for his Boyle's Club, which he presented in the year 1662. Scottish chemist Joseph Black isolated carbon dioxide, which he called the fixed air. In 1774, English chemist Joseph Priestley actually independently isolated oxygen in its gaseous state, and he called it the phlogisticated air. 19th century also witnessed the emergence of great chemists like John Dalton, and especially also are the proponent of his theory, which he called the Dalton's atomic theory. Prominent among them is Amadeo Avogadro and Ludwig Boltzmann, who also are Dalton's atomic theory deniers, such as Wilhelm Ostwald and Ernst Mach. Also, we have John Jacob Berzelius, the chemist who worked out the modern technique of chemical formula notations, and he is also considered as one of the fathers of modern chemistry. So also was English chemist Humphrey Davy, who pioneered the field of electrolysis, and also Michael Faraday in electrochemistry. Gas law contributors include the French chemists Louis Gay-Lussac and Jacques Charles, just among others. Dmitry Mendeleev organizes the non-chemical elements in a periodic table. Other revered scientists are Scottish chemist William Ramsay, J.J. Thomson, Mary and Perry Curie, Ernest Rutherford, Vance Arrhenius, Henry Louis Le Chatelier, Otto Hahn, Niels Bohr, Henry Moseley, Gilbert Lewis, and also we have the quantum physicist Louis de Broglie, Wolfgang Pauli, and Australian theoretical physicist Erwin Schrödinger. The contribution of many of these renowned scientists will be discussed as related to each topic in subsequent discussions. If you find this video really fascinating and educative, kindly click on the like button below and subscribe to my channel. You can also drop your comments in the comment section. Oh, on green climate, remember the world needs you to protect our planet as much as you can. Desist from the use of petroleum products like kerosene, petrol, diesel, candle, but instead think of renewable energy sources like those from the sun, electricity, water, and wind. Do not burn down woods, but instead plant as many trees as you can. The Mother Earth cries unto thee. See you in the next greener episode of Fascinating Chemistry Tutorial. Bye.